I'm here with Fiona Whelan Prine, the producer of You Got Gold and wife of John Prine. I guess we'll start off with I put together shows not quite this big before, but I put together shows and they're not easy. What was some of the challenges you had kind of bringing this together?
You're talking about the concerts?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. We tried to do this. John passed in April of 2020 when it was the virus was just rampant and we couldn't gather safely. So we tried it in 2021 and the Delta variant came whipping around the corner and so we couldn't do it then. So 2022 was the first year we were able to gather safely, family, friends, and community to remember John, to celebrate him and sing his songs. So it was, yeah, 2 nights at the Ryman. We had almost 60 artists show up over 2 nights, all singing one of John's songs. And then we also obviously interviewed them also. And that's the film.
Nice. And what was it like? Is this like an annual thing that you guys been doing, or is this just a
Yes,
one time?
so it started off as the first tribute that we could have. And so we did, because not all artists were available. So we asked, let's say, I'm going to say like 80 artists for the first tribute celebration of his life. And some of those were not available because they were on tour, but said, oh, please, please let me do it next year. So we went ahead and had the two shows at the Ryman with, like I said, 60 or more artists over 2 nights. And then the following year we did it with artists who were available. And we did that up until this past October was our last one. So we had 4 years of these very unique concerts where we never repeated an artist. Artists came and they sang one of John's songs, and we got to celebrate his life and celebrate his songs and his catalog.
So you got the You Got Gold, which is just one of the shows, or I guess two of them. But are there any You Got Gold 2026, You Got Gold 2027? Like that, this seems like something you can probably go on annually, just like you do the concerts.
So yeah, the concerts benefit the Hello in There Foundation, which is something that we started after John passed. And so yes, while we will not have You Got Gold in its current iteration in Nashville, next year we have some really incredible things lined up. We have some folks that have come to us to collaborate. So yes, there will continue to be events. They may not all be called You Got Gold, but there will be events that focus on John, his songs, and will help raise funds for the foundation.
Oh no, I was talking about the You Got the documentary. Is this something that you would document the future events, or is this
Oh,
just
no, 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 we didn't. No, we did this in 2022 and then no, we didn't film them.
okay?
Subsequent ones, no.
Okay. And what's kind of been the response to this documentary?
Oh, it's been fantastic. I mean, not a lot of people have seen it yet, but some have, and it's been a beautiful reaction. People have laughed and cried, and where I am available, I will go and do a Q&A, and they have a lot of questions to ask. So it's been great. We're really excited for the premiere next, is it the week after next, Thanksgiving weekend in New York. So it'll be great to really open it up to a public audience for the first time.
Yeah. And what's the kind of the release? Do you plan on doing a live show along with the release of the documentary, or do you have anything like that planned?
No, 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 no. But the film will screen, like I said, it'll open in New York and then it'll go all over the country and it'll be a film. Yeah.
All right. And so, what were some of the challenges putting the documentary together?
I guess the biggest challenge was that we had so many artists and we couldn't include them all. We had to choose. We had an idea about how we would choose. We wanted to create some kind of a narrative around John as a human being, as a songwriter, and how he might have helped other younger singer-songwriters in their careers. And so we kind of kept that in our mind as we went through all of this footage. And we chose the performances that we thought best sort of represented different aspects of his career, different times in his career, when different people would come in and out of his career, because it's a pretty wide gamut. I mean, we have some very young musicians all the way up to Ramblin' Jack Elliott, who I believe was 90 years old in 2022. He's still with us, thankfully, but we included him in this film because we felt that was important. He was a very old dear friend of John's. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Were there any performances either in this documentary or just in the past where you're like, I knew they were good, but holy crap, that was something else.
I think many of the performances in this film are will be very surprising. Part of that is because Michael John Warren, the director, just created this incredible intimacy. He was able to get right up into like the artist performance without the camera invading their space. I mean, I don't know if there's a technical term for that, but it's just, it was so beautifully shot. We get really right up and close and personal to the instruments that the artists are playing and to how they're delivering these songs. And remember, a lot of these artists open for John. So these are not just random artists that were randomly selected. These were people who opened shows for John and who had dinner with us at our home or who spent time with us in Ireland. Or, I mean, these were dear, dear friends, and they wanted to be there to commemorate John and memorialize him and pay tribute to him and remember him and his songs.
Yeah. And what was it like? What was the process in getting Michael John Warren? Was he part of this like right from the beginning, or
He shot
what
the
was the
film.
idea already here and he kind of came a little bit later?
No, no, no. He was on board from very early on. We have fantastic partners, and I should say this, in Radical Media, a production company out of New York who have had so much success right across the gamut, not just in film documentary, but in commercial work. And they had done Summer of Soul. John Kayn and I are good friends, and John is CEO at Radical Media, and we had been in conversation for many years, and so it just seemed like the right time to do this. And Radical Media, were the ones who helped us choose Michael John Warren
Excellent.
for the project.
Well, as you say, you got the national theatrical rollout and the New York and the Quad on November 28th. And
20th of
what
November.
yes, November 20th. And then what kind of release you got planned after that, after the premiere?
So it's rolling out all across the country. There's cinemas, theaters being added every day. We do have a website, if I can mention.
Yeah,
YouGotGoldMovie.com. YouGotGoldMovie.com. And there are cinemas being added, cities being added every day there. So I would encourage your listeners, if they want to see this film, to go to the website and sign up for updates. And they can also request a screening, as a matter of fact, if they want to show it in their community and they don't want to have to travel too far to see it, they can request screenings in their own communities too.
excellent. Normally at the end, I like to ask for like a movie recommendation, but in this case, I think I want to get like maybe a Mount Rushmore of John Prine songs from your perspective, like the top 4 or 5 of his songs that really touch you the most.
Oh, John's songs.
Yes.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh gosh, there's a lot. So John's favorite song that he wrote, when asked what his favorite song was Far From Me, and it is also one of my favorites. It's a beautiful song. It's a great example of his craft as a songwriter and just a very simple story. Then, of course, I mean, Angel from Montgomery is hard to resist because it's, I mean, such a classic. I am a little partial to Everything Is Cool because it's a song he wrote about the very early days of our courtship when we first met. Yeah, I mean, there's just so many to choose from.
Excellent. Fiona, congratulations on the documentary and
Thank you.
also on the annual shows. Those are not easy to put together, and hats off to you for that. And
Thank you.
yeah, and congratulations on the doc. Thanks for joining
Okay,
me.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Erik.